All right, you know you're in bad shape and your league's in a bad spot when you're taking advice from, of all people, Adam Silver. That is exactly what WNBA head and Commissioner Kathy Engelbert did. The commissioner of the WNBA has continued to make, well, such an embarrassment of herself and the league. Even Adam Silver is trying to save her. But I don't know that he can. She's got to go, seriously. I mean, let's be honest. Adam Silver stepped in. He gets a lot of heat, and rightfully so. He's the most...
Time to face reality, guys. The WNBA, a league that for decades struggled to even get a fraction of the attention it deserved, is now facing its most bizarre, its most unprecedented challenge yet. It's 2 asterisk popular. That's right. The conversation has flipped so dramatically that the league is scrambling to figure out how to manage millions of people who suddenly cannot stop watching. And honestly, it's creating a chaotic, beautiful mess.
So, Adam Silver spoke up in, he was talking about the WNBA, and he said something that's pissed off a whole lot of WNBA fans. He has, acknowledged that the entire situation is a shit show, basically. He did not say that. That is me. I do apologize. My mouth is a little bit all over the place, not in a good way. It should be okay tomorrow for the live game.
/in, /in.
Kathy Engelbert, WNBA commissioner, wanted to do nothing about it. Disgusting. Just like she did nothing to prepare the league for the explosion that was coming with Caitlin Clark. Just like she did nothing to protect Caitlin Clark throughout this 3 years, the golden goose, the meal ticket for everybody, the tide that has lifted all boats. Once again, Kathy Engelbert wanted to sit on her hands and do absolutely nothing.
This ****ing remarkable transformation didn't just happen overnight because someone flipped a switch or launched a single marketing campaign. Oh no. This was a rare, almost cosmic collision of extraordinary, undeniable talent, perfect, absolutely impeccable timing, and an unprecedented, frankly insane surge in public interest that forced everyone, every single basketball executive from the top down, to rethink everything they thought they knew about the WNBA's future and its potential.
Wait a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I thought the WNBA was surging in popularity. According to the mainstream media, have you seen WNBA ticket prices? Wow, sir! These women are generating thousands! I thought the Equity League with marketable mainstream stars that are obviously promoted equally.
/in.
Commissioners. He is a guy that basically does whatever the players tell him to do, and it's become a shit show in the NBA. The NBA has become a politically driven league, a lot like the WNBA, where it's become almost an agenda that nobody really respects or pays attention to. We just let guys do their little thing, and every white guy's afraid to criticize the NBA players. They go through unnecessary changes year after year after year, just depending on how the political winds blow.
And let me tell you, no single player symbolizes that seismic shift more powerfully than Caitlin Clark. By the time this absolute phenom entered the professional ranks, she wasn't just a college star. She had already become one of the most recognizable, most talked about athletes in all of America. Her jaw-dropping, long-range shooting, her fearless, almost arrogant confidence, and her uncanny ability to hook casual sports fans who'd never watched a WNBA game in their lives created something the league had genuinely rarely, if ever, experienced on such a massive, groundbreaking scale.
It's getting bad, and I'm telling you right now, the WNBA is in a world of trouble. Adam Silver's on a media run, and this is the perfect time for him to say something. And I believe he strategically did this media run because Kathy Engelbert stood up. Dan Patrick. Oh yeah, y'all remember about a week ago when she was supposed to be on the Dan Patrick show, and Dan Patrick said, damn, even Adam Silver come on my show to answer.
/in.
This is an interesting one. This is a really, really interesting one because he has come out and said the quiet part out loud. She's become a political football in this country and it's unfair to her. Kathy will never say it. And then you had the old fans being like, oh, why are you not speaking up to defend Alyssa Thomas? Because Adam Silver is smart enough to know. He is smart enough to know he has been the NBA commissioner.
Look, the numbers don't lie. Games featuring Caitlin Clark consistently attracted television audiences that absolutely dwarfed many, if not most, previous league broadcasts. We're talking arenas filling to capacity not just day of, but weeks before tip-off. Road crowds in cities that previously paid little attention to the Indiana Fever suddenly treated every single appearance like it was a championship event, regardless of the opponent. For years, league executives had deliberated, moving with excruciating slowness on expansion, increased investment, and bigger media opportunities, always haunted by the ghosts of sports organizations that expanded too quickly and collapsed.
I thought tickets to see these elite athletes were in high demand. So, how come the three-point shooting contest, which I believe is featuring Caitlin Clark, how come tickets to the three-point shooting contest are more expensive than the All-Star game itself, where the supposed real stars are going to be featured? Better yet, how come tickets to the WNBA All-Star Game are the cheapest tickets for an All-Star event in all of sport?
/in, /in.
I could not. I saw this and I was like, what the hell? But it doesn't surprise me. I said in a video maybe a couple of weeks ago at some point, I believed Kathy Engelbert was scared of the players in the WNBA. The other players, she's literally, I believe, physically and mentally, emotionally frightened of these players.
But here's where it gets absolutely wild. Once those television ratings started climbing, once merchandise disappeared from store shelves faster than they could restock, and once corporate sponsors recognized the undeniable commercial goldmine of the league's exploding audience, that cautious planning, it completely evaporated, giving way to an urgent, frantic scramble. That urgency wasn't just contained within the WNBA offices either. Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, had long viewed women's basketball as a critical, increasingly vital part of the broader basketball ecosystem. The NBA, despite the WNBA having its own commissioner, remained deeply involved as both a major investor and a strategic partner. And as the league's popularity accelerated, Silver became incredibly vocal about the massive opportunities in front of professional women's basketball, especially concerning expansion, media rights, infrastructure, and long-term investment.
And I'm telling you right now, Caitlin Clark is getting some justice. If it's one person that's on her side, and the one person that mattered the most is Adam Silver. Adam Silver is completely 1,000 wholeheartedly on Caitlin Clark's side. He's finna fix this league. And I'm telling you right now, there's nothing they could do. Now, I was seeing reports yesterday trying to pretty much say that Kathy was not forced by Adam Silver to suspend Alyssa Thomas. Well, guess what? Adam Silver did an interview today, and he pretty...
/in.
Engelbert, this is your final year. Adam Silver getting ready to fire her come year's end. This Alyssa Thomas, Caitlin Clark situation appears to be the straw that broke the camel's back. We are getting leaked information, and it's coincidence, right? Kathy Engelbert not only makes the WNBA look bad by not showing up to the Dan Patrick interview, the WNBA being under the umbrella of the NBA, in turn you're making the NBA look bad as well.
The timing, honestly, could not have been more significant. After years of steady, incremental progress, the WNBA suddenly found itself experiencing a growth spurt that even the most optimistic executives probably didn't fully anticipate. Television partners were practically begging for more games. Corporate sponsors were lining up, demanding larger, more prominent advertising packages. And get this, cities that had never, not once, seriously considered pursuing a franchise suddenly found themselves frantically preparing competitive, multi-million-dollar expansion bids.
beat the shit out of other players on the court. I mean, she probably is worried about a physical confrontation. Oh my God, if I got to show up to an event, how am I going to be treated? A lot of these players have made it very obvious they can't stand Kathy Engelbert. You got to have a vote of no confidence in this commissioner now. It's over. It's got to be over. With this news, this particular news, that Kathy Engelbert was not going to suspend Alyssa Thomas. Now, I crush.
/in, /in.
You need even more proof that WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert is the worst commissioner in all professional sports. Look no further than the Sports Business Journal article that came out today, with a source saying that Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, had to step in because Kathy Engelbert wasn't going to suspend Alyssa Thomas for her fist to the throat on Caitlin Clark, which only resulted in a one-game suspension and a fine, which should have been way more.
Investors who had historically overlooked women's basketball were now locked in fierce competition for ownership opportunities because they recognized something fundamentally important was changing right before their very eyes. But let me tell you, rapid growth rarely arrives without some serious growing pains. You had veterans who had spent years, decades even, grinding, helping build the league from the ground up, understandably wanting recognition for laying that crucial foundation long before record television audiences became the new normal.
Look bad as well. You're making it seem like Adam Silver doesn't know how to pick the correct leadership when it comes to who's leading the WNBA. And now we come to find out, leaking out of the NBA offices, I'm sure. Now we come to find out that Kathy Engelbert didn't even want to suspend Alyssa Thomas in the first place for putting her fist in Caitlin Clark's throat. Now we come to find out Kathy Engelbert didn't even want to punish Alyssa Thomas for putting her fist in Caitlin Clark's
/in. Meanwhile, this huge wave of newer fans often viewed the entire sport almost exclusively through the lens of Caitlin Clark's remarkable, unprecedented entrance into professional basketball. Neither perspective was entirely wrong, of course, but combining those wildly different viewpoints into one unified, harmonious narrative proved to be far more complicated, far messier than anyone could have possibly expected. That underlying tension became especially noticeable, almost explosive, whenever physical play entered the conversation. Basketball has always rewarded toughness, particularly in the WNBA, where defensive intensity has been a defining, almost sacred characteristic since the league's earliest seasons. /in. Clark quickly discovered that professional defenders would challenge her on every single possession, contest every shot with an almost violent intensity, and absolutely refused to provide the comfortable, welcoming red carpet that some college superstars sometimes imagine awaits them in the pros. Several hard fouls involving Clark generated enormous, often heated discussion throughout the entire basketball world. Every controversial moment, every single bump or shove, instantly exploded across television, podcasts, and social media, transforming ordinary regular season incidents into national talking points that extended far, far beyond the game itself, sparking debates that raged for days. /in. Whether you agreed with those debates or not, the sheer volume of attention highlighted an undeniable, cold, hard business reality. Every single injury scare involving the league's biggest attraction, its undeniable cash cow, naturally generated immense concern. This was never simply about one player potentially missing a few games. It reflected the broader, existential challenge every professional sports league faces when its fastest-growing commercial success becomes so closely, so inextricably connected to one of its brightest, most marketable stars. The NBA, by the way, experienced remarkably similar concerns during the eras of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Stephen Curry. /in. Think about it. Protecting the league's overall product became inextricably intertwined with protecting the availability of its most marketable players through consistent officiating and player safety initiatives. That reality, it's important to understand, doesn't necessarily mean officials receive secret instructions to favor specific athletes. Rather, leagues continually evaluate rules, officiating standards, and player safety because their responsibility extends far beyond any individual game or player. The WNBA has similarly emphasized freedom of movement, consistency in officiating, and reducing unnecessary physical contact, trends that mirror broader changes throughout modern professional basketball, rather than serving as some kind of special treatment for one particular player. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. But wait, it gets worse. While fans passionately debated whistles and physicality, another, even more significant transformation was quietly unfolding behind closed boardroom doors. League officials were negotiating one of the most important business agreements in WNBA history. This new media rights package, involving major broadcast and streaming partners, represented billions of dollars over multiple years and fundamentally, irrevocably altered expectations for what the league could become during the next decade. This wasn't just a contract, it was a declaration. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. That agreement did far more than simply increase revenue. It fundamentally changed perception. For decades, critics often dismissed the WNBA by obsessively focusing on its financial limitations instead of its competitive excellence, its incredible athletes. Suddenly, those tired conversations became much harder to sustain because some of the world's largest, most powerful media companies were making substantial, long-term investments in women's basketball, signaling an undeniable belief in its future. Corporations rarely commit that kind of money unless they truly believe audience growth has genuine, undeniable staying power. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. At exactly the same moment those negotiations concluded, another series of decisions revealed just how seriously the league intended to embrace its new, high-flying identity. Improvements that players had requested, pleaded for asterisk, for years, including league-wide charter flights, rapidly became reality. These upgrades were certainly welcomed because of the obvious comfort and convenience, but they also carried immense symbolic importance. Commercial travel had long represented one of the most visible, most frustrating reminders that the WNBA still operated fundamentally differently from other major professional leagues. Charter travel announced something entirely different. It signaled that the league expected to be treated like a premier global sports property, not just an emerging organization still waiting for its breakthrough. The fascinating question, however, was not whether these investments would transform the WNBA. That transformation was already happening in real time. The much bigger question was whether the league could preserve the fiercely competitive identity that longtime players cherished, while simultaneously embracing the massive commercial opportunities created by a new generation of stars. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. Standing directly at the very center of that precarious balancing act were Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, league executives, veteran players, and millions of fans who suddenly realized they were watching women's basketball enter perhaps the most important, most defining chapter in its entire history. The growing investment quickly extended beyond colossal television contracts and upgraded travel arrangements, because expansion suddenly became more than a long-term aspiration. It became an immediate, undeniable priority. For years, league officials had spoken carefully, almost cautiously, about adding new franchises only when the infrastructure, ownership groups, and talent pool could truly support sustainable growth. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. But then the numbers started rewriting every single projection. Attendance records continued to fall, then shattered. Merchandise sales surged to unprecedented, dizzying levels, and corporate sponsors that had once hesitated were now practically wrestling each other for partnerships. This overwhelming momentum convinced league leadership that the opportunity in front of them was simply too significant, too valuable to postpone any longer. Cities such as Golden State, Toronto, and Portland emerged as powerful symbols of a league that was no longer cautiously testing the waters, but confidently, aggressively swimming into much deeper ones. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. Expansion, however, has always been accompanied by complicated questions that statistics alone simply cannot answer. Every new franchise requires players, coaching staff, executives, and resources. Modern drafts inevitably force existing teams to make agonizingly difficult decisions about which players they can protect and which valuable, beloved contributors they may lose. Veterans who spent years building chemistry and loyalty with their organizations suddenly found themselves wondering whether they would be packing their bags for a new city through absolutely no fault of their own.